I recently found out who Tim Samaras was, and this man was not playing when it came to tornadoes. Tim Samaras was a popular storm chaser. He was on the show Storm Chasers. When Tim was a child, one of his fundamental interests was looking at an object, trying to take it apart and then put it back together, which eventually led to him building radio transmitters. He would build radio transmitters out of old television sets. And he did this in 1969. Ain't no Google. He was learning acoustically. Tim was so good at this. In fact, at age 16, he became a radio technician. And then at age 17, he was hired by the University of Denver Research Institute as a walk-in. Eventually, at age 20, he gets a job at the Pentagon. While Tim was interested in radio transmissions, he also was interested in lightning. And then eventually, his interest in lightning then turned into storms altogether. Tim turned into an amateur storm chaser. He was so interested in storm chasing that he had a camera that would take 1.4 million frames per second. Tim eventually wanted to use his interests and hobby of storm chasing to help people and help the public further understand tornadoes. So he created a group called, I have to read this because this is so much, I'm sorry. Tactical Weather Instrumented Sampling in Tornadoes Experiment, also known as TwistX. He was so talented at what he did that National Geographic was like, hey, we're gonna fund this whole thing. Don't even pull out your wallet, baby girl, we got you, okay? So National Geographic gave him 18 different grants for his field work. He also holds the world record for the biggest drop in atmospheric pressure ever recorded in a tornado. Tim and his team at TwistX each year would log over 35,000 miles. That's all storm chasing. That's not going to the movies, okay? He's on the field. On May 31st, Tim Samaras, his son Paul Samaras, and a TwistX employee by the name of Carl Young would all tragically lose their lives while traveling in Oklahoma and researching the El Reno tornado. The El Reno tornado in Oklahoma held the record for widest tornado ever recorded. The tornado was so wide that the public and the most experienced storm chasers couldn't really grasp just how big the tornado was. It was 2 miles. The tornado wasn't just 2 miles long, it was actually 2.5 miles long. And then the condensation funnel of the actual tornado was only a mile long. Not only was the condensation funnel a mile long, but I guess tornadoes move in a specific fashion like every single time. But this one moved in like a U shape, a jagged U shape. I don't know tornadoes. Can someone explain this to me, please? I'm sorry. Tim Samaras and his team at TwistX will forever be honored when it comes to the research of tornadoes. They will also be honored for their efforts in implementing literacy when it comes to tornadoes, not only to fellow researchers, but to the public as a whole.